don't know, should I find a Korean or some other minority? Maybe, Pedro is cool. I like Mexicans, and I love Mexican midgets. I only had one bad experience with a Mexican midget. Only one. And it was in Northern Virginia. I was working on copiers. This was about 2009, 2010. And I wanted a Red Bull. That was all. It was a convenience store in the middle of the city, which is something I'm not used to. I wasn't used to working downtown a lot. I used to work the burbs. I go in and say, I was in a rush. I was already late to my call. And I said, could you point me to the Red Bull? And this little Mexican midget got mad as shit. You go look that right there by the fucking drinks. I was like, bitch, if I had time, I'd shop somewhere else. He scared the shit out of me. Mexican midgets, first of all, you don't know. You don't even know if they're Mexican all the time. It's like, is he Pakistan? I don't know. But then I heard the Spanish accent. And I said, okay, he's probably Mexican. And I thought he was sitting down, but he was standing up, coming around the corner and shit. And his teeth are eye level to my balls. That terrifies me. It's like a shark. It's like a shark on feet. And, I didn't want to run. First of all, I can't run, but I can hobble quickly in an emergency. And, I had my mind on other things, but this guy made sure that my mind was suddenly completely on him and his hugely oversized teeth for a midget. He had the teeth of Andre the Giant and the body of Tattoo. It was terrifying. I had nightmares about that guy. I got my Red Bull. I like to accomplish my goals, but not without serious psychological scars and years of counseling. And it still has not repaired the damage from the Mexican midget in the convenience store in Northern Virginia. And I think it may have been the devil, and I only doubt that because I'm pretty sure my ex-wife was the devil, so this must have been Beelzebub. All right, we're going to talk about media scaring the living donkey dick out of you, how that's not cool, how you ought to punish them for it. You really ought to punish them for it. See, this is a thing. We let them get away, don't we? The description of this show talks about truth in advertising and media. That's my goal. That's my little nugget. And we're not getting that. And the problem is we're forgiving. And so when you have somebody come on and say, you can get a payday loan, it's cheap, it's easy, what they should tell you is you're going to get caught into a vicious cycle of payday loans where you're going to pay approximately 43,000% interest over a period of 6 months to a year. But we don't make them do that. No, we don't make them do that. We don't make them pay. They make us pay. They control us. But when it comes to the news, there is such a thing as journalistic integrity. Did you know that? Yeah, it's a thing that some journalists actually take serious. Hi, Barco. Hello, Aaron. Who else have I missed in the chat room? Apocalypse is in there. Hey, Apocalypse. And that's something I was thinking about earlier, guys. So, Guy Shea did a show, and I was thinking about him. I was thinking about Apocalypse, and I was thinking about Crash Jesus at the time, those three. And I was thinking about how their shows are better than mine. They seem more prepared. Apocalypse pulls out these little funny fucking nuggets out of nowhere that you don't expect. You can just about predict what I'm going to say 2 sentences ahead. I kind of set it up. I telegraph my punches. With Guy, there's nothing telegraphed. It's like he's in a dune buggy that actually has an F-16 engine in it, and he's on the crack pipe. That's how fast his show moves. It's just a challenge to stay on board. Just don't fall off. Yeah. And Aaron, I'm not sure. Does Aaron do a show? Is that one of the guys from 3 Guys, 1 Mic? I get confused. I don't think Aaron does a show. Aaron, I know your politics are on the right. I know most of my friends, actually, politics, they lean right. Hopefully not too far right, because I have to beat on the right a little bit tonight. The right is in the business of scaring you. They like that. I was right. I'm from One Guy, No Mic. You fooled me there, you fucker. How'd you get me? I walked right into that. What is Barco doing? Cheryl? Hey, we don't have to stay here long if somebody's got a better show on. What are you talking about? Barco, is that a better show than this one? Because I'll cut this bitch short in a second. We'll go over there. I ain't afraid of nothing. By the way, everybody, you got to check out the people in this chat room that have their own shows. Apocalypse, look it up. Apocales. Guy Shea, and that's Shea, not Shia, as he said in his last show. Or not Shiite either. Yeah, not Sunni. None of the Muslims. Nope, it's Shea. Shea. Like gay with an SH instead of a G. Yeah, you got it. Looting one's own area, small town, that'll teach us. Fear porn warning. Yes, Andrew, I'm coming with the fear porn warning. I have to. Simmer down, KAK, way better. No, I can't simmer down, man, once I'm fired up. I mean, look at what they're doing, guys. Do you realize the true danger? Let me go straight to the fucking CDC. I'm bypassing all media, okay? I'm going to the CDC's website, and I'm looking at what the real risk is for Ebola. Now, they've got a few things in there, but if I go right down to the bottom, second paragraph from the last, talking about the Ebola outbreak, is there a danger of Ebola spreading in the U.S.? This is from the CDC, so put this shit in your Bible. Ebola is not spread through casual contact. Therefore, the risk of an outbreak in the U.S. is very low. We know how to stop Ebola's further spread through case finding, isolation of ill people, contacting people exposed to the ill person, and further isolation of contacts if they develop symptoms. The U.S. public health and medical systems have prior experience with sporadic cases of diseases such as Ebola. In the past decades, U.S. has had 5 imported cases of viral hemorrhagic fever, that's VHF, not UHF, which is urethrin hemorrhagic fever, I'm just guessing. Diseases similar to Ebola, 1 Marburg and 4 Lassa. None resulted in any transmission in the United States. They stopped it dead, okay? If you don't believe the CDC, I don't know who you believe. Now, some of the comedian news guys like Stephen Colbert and Jon Stewart, they've been beating up Fox specifically for spreading the fear. But some of you guys that like Fox, look, you get your news where you get your news, okay? Maybe they're a great news source, but they do like to scare their audience. It sells ads. It gets you tuning in for the next show. And I remember right after 9/11, they were selling those fucking yellow and red and green cards like it was Christmas. Warning, warning, terror alert, possibility, medium high today. Medium high. So if you were thinking about calling in sick, you probably should. That way you don't end up in a building that, I don't know, explodes with the fuel from a 747. Who wants to take that chance with a terror level of medium high? You could stay home. What I'm getting at here is that it is the panic that is costing us, and it's costing us big. This goes all the way back to the fear porn, as everyone's calling it now, all the way back. It goes all the way back to some of the shows I did, and I was talking about regarding how somebody like Alex Jones wants to keep you hooked on the fear. The reptiles in the government are going to get you. The FEMA's going to get you. They're coming for your guns. Now they're going to spread diseases on purpose. I'm sure that's what he's saying. I don't even need to look at his site. I know how he thinks. They're going to make sure this spreads. The medical industry needed a boost. They needed a war of their own. The medical industry in America has created Ebola, did it in West Africa so it would look very subdued, and then imported it to America because the medical industry needed a boost. So they started a war of their own. Damn you, Department of Defense, taking money away from us. We'll show you. The fuck out of here. Idiots believe that shit. Idiots. You know why? Because they don't rely on facts. They rely on 1 or 2 talking heads, and they believe everything they're told. You want me to... Here's what I want you to do. If you nod too much, don't nod too much. Be willing to disagree with people. Whenever you nod, imagine it that you're giving oral. Because that's kind of what you're doing, isn't it? You're giving oral. Every time you nod, you're giving oral. Make sure you believe whoever it is you're giving oral to. At least make them buy you a drink first. But if you're always nodding, that's all I can think of. You're giving somebody oral. mean, it kind of looks like it. If you think of a bobblehead, just back, forth, back, forth, back, forth, that kind of thing. Yeah, you're giving oral. You're giving oral. It's going to be hard to sleep now with that new imagery in your head, yet fuck you, because I can never sleep. So feel my pain, bitches. Love me. Yeah, I don't sleep. And I don't mind spreading that misery around a little bit, you know. Misery loves company. Spread that around a little bit like a warm strawberry jam. Fear-mongering in advertising, trends, uses, and case studies. I don't think I'm going to read from it, but I'm going to share it. Yep, that's how we do. That's how we do. Got resources for the shit I say. Not always the best sources, but at least they're sources. Simmer down, K. Barco said. Let me see what I've missed in the chat real quick. Can I call in sick and say I'm worried about the Ebolass? Yes, you can. Yeah. People need to try to avoid the licking of open wounds of the infected. That's pretty much it. Yeah. Splashing fluid's going to get you. Sex with mouth sores and shit, all that's going to get you. But if you're nodding, all I'm saying is if you nod too much, you're going to need that oral contraceptive. Ebola fearmonger is not Alex Jones' territory. The New York Times attacked him 2 months ago for warning about Ebola. He only said very mild outbreak. Now that mild outbreak is here and the mainstream media is in the fear porn game, let's get the facts straight. So you're defending Alex Jones? Aaron, this is not the show you want to defend Alex Jones. That motherfucker is a lunatic, certifiably. I could diagnose him myself. 90% of what he says is bullshit. He sells people fear. He fucks them in the fear hole, and then he sells them the cure to the disease he just gave them and laughs all the way to the bank. Fuck Alex Jones. I can't stand that prick. He's killing us. He's killing us. Look in last year, September's issue of Scientific American Mind about what these conspiracy theories are doing to the world. They're killing us. It's not just money it's costing us now. It's costing lives. With these vaccination bullshit stories like he's selling, full of shit. He wants to keep you scared. They're coming for your shit. When was the last time anybody knocked on your door and asked for your gun? When was the last time? I didn't fucking think so. But that's what they want to make you believe. When was the last time FEMA backed the truck up to your house and said, get in? No? Didn't happen? It's because it's not going to happen. That would never happen in a true democracy. Forget about it. In a democracy that's armed, there's no chance they would do that. Jesus Christ. 1 death out of 380 million is a bit less than mild. Yeah, I think so too. I think so too. Alex Jones is part of the poison that is stealing money away from the pockets of the poor. And he actually is in the business of selling this get ready for the big day shit. Oh my God. And it just keeps going, because if it doesn't happen tomorrow, well, it'll happen next week. Oh, it didn't happen. Shit. It'll happen next month. We got some new intel. It didn't happen next month either. Fuck. Okay, next year. Next year's when the big shit's going down. Oh, people just eating it up, snorting it like lines of fear. Lines of fear. White lines in a baggie right up a fucking straw. Thank you. Yeah, I'm a little upset about this. This fear-mongering is killing us. It's not just innocent anymore. This can cause riots. This causes panic, and panicked people do dumb shit. That hasn't changed any time in our history. Ask any caveman that jumped off of a cliff running from a saber-toothed tiger. Now, at least he had a chance if he stayed on the edge of the rock. Maybe the fucking thing wouldn't have eaten him. But now he's fallen down 75 stories thinking, maybe I'll survive this. I've never fallen this far. You know, my skirt might catch some air and serve like an umbrella, although they didn't know what an umbrella was. Maybe they had the French version, the parapluie. Maybe not. Maybe they just said, fuck run, and off cliff go. This is not how we want to be behaving, folks. Panic for no reason. Ebola's not going to get you. If I had $10 million in my bank account right now, I would bet you 9,900,000, because I would save just enough to go to Mexico if I was wrong, that wouldn't shit happen with Ebola in this country. You might end up with 100 total cases, all of them controlled, except for maybe 3.